I am a parent to a young person who identifies as a different gender to how they were biologically born. In terms of Carlow Town, there has been up to now absolutely no services. There has been nowhere for anybody to go. There has been no one to contact, no support. It's so isolating. It's vital. It's really, really vital, this work. And yeah, it's just, you know, I'm really excited to see where the future is going to go with it. It's fantastic.
The dynamics affecting the social issues in rural areas are different than urban areas. The challenges facing an LGBTI individual growing up in a rural village presents extra layers of challenge than someone growing up in an urban situation where perhaps there are more supports, more social outings, and in general perhaps greater tolerance of diversity.
Carlow County Development Partnership were contacted by Carlow Region Youth Services, highlighting the fact that there weren't any supports for the adult LGBTI community in Carlow. So we had a meeting, a public meeting, which was advertised as part of the Mensana Festival. And we were lucky enough to have 11 people come up to that meeting. And that was a very, very rich conversation, very rich meeting. So the following year, the Healthy Ireland funding, there was an opportunity to apply for Healthy Ireland funding, and Carlow Development Partnership were sitting at the table. So we made an application and we were successful. We decided that we would look at a couple of different elements, I suppose, as part of that project. One was to build the capacity of the LGBT community. The other was to find out what the needs are.
The process of delivering that piece of work was, first of all, to engage with people. And in a county that has quite a lot of rural areas, it's very, you know, there's town focuses, there's a lot of people not living in big towns and not necessarily using the big towns because of the proximity to the cities. So actually contacting people is a challenge, and we used word of mouth, which is always very important as well. But the main routes were to use social media, local media, and both the Nationalist and KCLR Radio were very supportive, but also to work closely with as many agencies as could be brought to the table. Because of that networking between agencies, that brought a lot of people to the survey, but what it also did was really help to build relationships between organisations and people.
For example, my own programme, the CICA programme, we were delighted to work with the Healthy Ireland subgroup of the LCDC, again an interagency group from whom we approached and received funding for the project, and the ideas of that group were very rich in helping us to achieve this project.
By doing the survey, people's needs became very clear, and the primary needs, really the thing that came out most of all, was the need for dedicated social spaces. The project also targeted building the capacity of both the LGBTI community and of the mainstream community to support that community. So that was delivered through two initiatives that dovetailed as well. And the first was to explore the possibility of some kind of network or social structure for LGBTI people in the county. And what we actually had was a network that established itself early in the project and has continued to meet monthly since. And that's on the third Saturday of the month, 3 o'clock on the 3rd, in the Bake Cafe. Complementing this work was the training that was delivered to professionals. I tailored and delivered a training strand to professionals from a range of services. It wasn't targeted at any one service. And that did include HSE staff, people from St Catherine's Traveller Project and from St Catherine's Community Centre, people from Carlow Regional Youth Services, from the Childcare Committee, from Family Resource Centre. So it's a very broad base.
So as part of the project, we decided that we would have a couple of kind of quick wins, I suppose, which was a really good idea to have the project visible. And the first one that we did was we had a park run, and I think there was about 60 people on the day, and the park run in Carlow have agreed that that's going to be an annual event. So that was the first rainbow run in Ireland. And then the second quick win was the St Patrick's Day Parade. So it was the first time that an LGBT group were in Carlow Carlow parade. The first time that a rainbow flag was waved in Carlow parade.
Our current work is at the stage of continuing to build the capacity and the skills of the group and moving them towards taking their place on regional, national and local bodies which make decisions which affect their community.
So as part of the needs analysis, we evaluated the work, and Hayley evaluated the work, but also came up with some very strong recommendations. And part of those recommendations then are being fit back into the social inclusion programme within Carlow Development Partnership, but also within other organisations are looking at those recommendations and thinking, right, where can I help with those recommendations for the LGBTI community, which is really important.
And in recognition of this commitment to equality and diversity, we are very pleased to have recently received a silver kite mark from investors in diversity.
What's happening now is we've opened the door for other projects. So 2019 is going to see Carlow's first Pride Festival, so it's going to be a very colourful day in Carlow. And in a way, the work that Carlow Development Partnership and the work that the LGBT Voices project has started it's been a catalyst for other projects to happen.
Carlow Pride Festival has really taken off with the help of Carlow County Development Partnership, because they have given us so many ways to network within the local community. They've also shown us the way to set up committees, support really that we really needed fundamentally when we started out. We wouldn't have been able to get going and get all the structures in place to make this festival really happen this year.
Hello everyone in Carlow. I am delighted to have the opportunity to wish you well in the work that you're doing with Carlow County Development Partnership and the LGBTI network, in all of that incredible pulling together of the LGBTI voices. I think that what you're offering is an example for others to follow. You know, it's probably been about 7 or 8 months now when we launched the LGBTI National Youth Strategy, and as part of that work, we talked to over 4,000 young people, and one of the things that they said was that they really were concerned, especially outside of the larger cities, about feeling lonely and isolated. And so LGBTI Voices, working with the Carlow County Development Partnership, I think has responded to those concerns with solidarity and with love. And you are to be commended by not only supporting individuals, but also supporting those individuals in the context of their communities. The government is also offering support in that regard. We've recently offered approximately 150,000 euros to support clubs in their welcoming of LGBTI people in colleges and schools, in drama clubs, and in other sporting gatherings. But again, I think above all, the work that Carlow County Development Partnership doing with the LGBTI network there in Carlow is magnificent, and I want to wish you the best with that. And I know and I believe that people like me, the LGBTI people, will feel more welcome in your communities because of your tremendous work. So I want to thank you and acknowledge that.